How to Train Your Dragon, the live action. It's finally here. It's coming. It's right around the corner with the 2025 release. What do we think about this? And honestly, do we need a remake like this? Hello, I'm Omega. Let's get into this real quick with my little thoughts. So How to Train Your Dragon, this is one that's pretty near and dear to my heart, simply because I actually grew up with these movies. 1, 2, and 3. I remember watching them in theaters. They're fantastic. They teach you things, self-growth, believing in yourself, being a better person, caring for those you honestly love and respect, and standing up for what you believe in. And obviously way more, like in part 2 and 3, we get to see friendships build, friendships be broken, having to let go, you name it. This movie series honestly has a lot. It's mostly through the magic and the casting of Dean DeBlois, which if I butchered you, I'm sorry, my dude. He's been there for all 3. Same thing with the animation group, everybody who was behind it, fantastic. And even to boot it even to the next level, John Powell's music is fantastic. It's just some of the best that I've, heard. And I have a video about the first movie, which if you want to watch it, if you want, go ahead, but it's cringe, I know. The point is, I love the How to Train Your Dragon series. And watching the first look, watching the first trailer, I can't help to feel that it's really reassuring and heartwarming to see that Dean still has a love for these characters. He still has passion for these characters. He wants to see them in the live action world to be respected, cared for all over again. And it's wholesome and it's actually very nice and endearing. And I can't help but to say, Dean, I love you, man. I do. And I love these characters. He makes me want to watch them again. But watching the first trailer, I can't help but say this, but Toothless just looks amazing. Toothless looks amazing. Gerard Butler actually coming back because let's face it, he is Stoic the Vast. And I didn't know this, but he actually helped co-write Stoic the Vast. Dean mentioned this in the first look. I had no idea. So to see him be Stoic the Vast in the live action, that's pretty badass. But to get to the point is, we're watching this trailer and I notice it really feels like we are watching a step-by-step beat of the original movie. I know it sounds kind of dumb to say this out loud, but 10, 15 years ago, this movie's come out and it's back again for a second run essentially, but it's live action. Do we need something like this? Do people want something like this? I've even put my 2 cents in because honestly, it sounds mean and harsh, but I still feel that remaking movies right now is not what people need, and to a degree a lot of people don't want, because Disney and other companies have just milked these nostalgia trains for so long, and they're riddled with DEI and being inclusive and changing just characters too much, weakening characters, but the point is they're not good. And if it's kind of like saying, Mom, I want to go see the new movie. Nah, we have the movie at home. And you go and it's like a watered down girl boss movie of what you wanted to watch. You wanted to watch the OG movie, but now you're watching the remake and it's worse. Yay. So look, I love that Dean has such respect, such a love and passion burning in him still. You can watch the first look and you can see it. Like, he's happy. He's enjoying himself. The new cast of How to Train Your Dragon, also pretty nice. Again, it's a really big, honestly, a really big plus to see Gerard Butler being stoic. But I still can't scratch the itch that, oh, yes, this looks amazing. The cast looks pretty spot on. I know people want to point out that Astrid isn't, quote unquote, Astrid, but I'm not going to touch that because people let her play a character and we can judge her on that. I'm not going to open that can of worms. You guys do you. But the trilogy, I love it. I genuinely love it. It's one of my favorites. I still rewatch them even now. That's why it's so close, to me. And it's taught me quite a few things growing up. And I can see the point of, yes, let's do it. Remake it. Get the money. Let's go. Get the easy bag. But in a time of content drought, essentially, for these big juggernauts, that when they try their hand in remaking, a lot of the times it's just not that great. Cough, Disney, live action, everything. They just don't do well. But How to Train Your Dragon, it does have a culture following, myself included. I love these films. I have, the art book. I've been looking at the vinyls lately, actually. It's very near and dear to my heart. I'm just a little bit worried that even though Dean is in love with these characters and he wants to bring in a new group of people for a new generation, new humans to come in and love Toothless. Let's be honest, because he looked amazing, beautiful, one of the best 3D Toothless I've ever seen, if any, aside from the theater play, which I guess we don't want to talk about that. But yeah, I'm torn. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm very torn because I want to say this is gonna be fun film because I love How to Train Your Dragon, but then the other side of me is saying no, this is gonna be DI. It's gonna have another remake sting to this because it's gonna be Garbo and this and that. But you want to give some faith to the original director. He is here. You want to hope that they don't change these characters too much. But if you keep everything the same to a T, then what's stopping people from watching the original? What's stopping people from watching 1, 2, and 3 and skipping the live action entirely? Is that enough? Do people really love it? Do people really just want to see and say that media cartoons are for kids and live action is only the true movie? Because that's such an old way of thinking too, there's just so many things that make me question, and just it does get annoying to just think of it like this way. But I really hope this isn't falling into the remake only pipeline, because How to Train Your Dragon, if I'm gonna be honest, is a really good milking cow. It has side stories, mini stories that were Netflix exclusive and Cartoon Network. It can go on for a while, I'm just letting you know, guys. So if you love these characters, make up your own decision. I'm not gonna tell you to go or not to go. I'm probably still gonna go. I'm gonna be honest with you because I'll just say it, I love How to Train Your Dragon. It's one of the few trilogies that, again, very near and dear to me. But I just can't take the stigma of this is going to be another remake tree and another remake pipeline. So it hurts a little bit, but so maybe I'm just overthinking this and maybe I'm just being too paranoid, but I guess all I can do is watch. I'm going to do my part and give it a chance. Hopefully you guys can come to your own decisions. Maybe you guys prefer digital with the CGI original trilogy, or you're going to give the live action a try. And we can hope that Universal Pictures doesn't give it the good old beat a dead horse till it's dry syndrome. Let's hope. If any of these sounded like it resonated with you, or maybe I'm thinking a bit too much, let me know down below. And I'll see you guys next time.